Namaste, my dear friends. And today I want to share with you a deep, interesting topic connected with nature and our personal transformation. That nature it actually has created for us a guide how we can personally transform. And everything is very simple. And all we have to do is to learn to observe what happens around us in the nature, and we'll see the same nature or patterns of transformation which happens inside of our lives. So if you will learn to see them, you will learn to understand and yourself. And if you'll see how it works in nature, the cycle, you'll understand that the things that you're experiencing in your life, they're going by the same law of nature, as we're part of nature. So let's all dive deep into this topic and see and look what is nature teaching us about our inner and personal growth, and how can the things happening in nature assist me to understand deeper and better how it all works and why I'm experiencing that, what I'm experiencing right now. So, people think transformation comes from effort, stronger, or motivation, but the truth is very simple. Real change follows the same law as nature. If you observe nature deeply, you'll see a mirror of your own personal path. So, for example, breaking through resistance. When we see a tree, I have many trees behind me, all of them create seeds. So when the seed falls into the ground, the shell protects it from falling and being destroyed. But once it's inside of the ground, once it has the soil, the seed starts to break its own protection layer. Why? Because if it won't break from that what it's made, it won't be able to transform into what it has been made for from the very beginning by its creator, by the tree. So eventually, try to imagine if the seed wouldn't allow the protection or the covering of the seed to be broken, there would never appear such a beautiful tree or trees which grow all around us. So the transformation, it always begins with discomfort. And then it helps to collapse the old patterns, the barriers, so you could eventually become new. If you will protect yourself from the stage, then you will get stuck. You won't be able to transform your life from being a seed into becoming a tree, or you won't transform your life from living your normal state of life into that beautiful reality in life for which you came here to live and to experience. But secondly, it's very beautiful to see how we can transform pain into power. For example, in the forest, decay feeds life. Everything that lives in the forest eventually dies, it falls, then the mushrooms help to eat it, it becomes more smoother, and then it starts to decay and it starts to feed everybody around. So the one that was giving life, now it's giving a different type of life, of support, of food. So on one hand, it has died. And on one hand, it is painful to see when somebody dies. But from that decay, or from those things that the person in life gives through that adventure in that situation, you start to grow. So in the same way, your wounds and mistakes are not trash. They're like material in which you grow yourself. So people who try to avoid pain and they keep it stagnant are actually having a lot of problems facing the transformations of these patterns into their strength. So you can transform any pain into strength, but if you don't experience pain and you're afraid of living your life, you will never get the rewards that you're asking for. So just know that it's always interconnected. That sometimes you have to go through your own inner pain to get that fundament on which you can grow, make conclusions, and transform those that pain into your own personal strength. It is very good to see how in nature everything happens by small actions, small deeds. So the power of a small daily steps. For example, the rivers cut stones not with force but with persistence. In the same way, transformation is not about a single peak experience, but it's all about the small repetitive actions that rewrite your own being. So it's not about making one complex spiritual exercise and then thinking, okay, I did it, now everything will be perfect. But actually just implementing into your life the small habits and the things which will help you every day to make this small step. And this small step will exactly transform you from a sharp stone into a beautiful carved uh, diamond. As eventually in the beginning, the diamond it doesn't have a shape; it's very rough. But the more you work with it, eventually it forms a very beautiful shape, for which people value it all around the world. Another thing, it's learning to let go and to move on. So, well, for example, trees give us this wisdom every autumn, as in spring they grow, then the summer they develop, and then when autumn comes and the fruits, the harvest has been gathered, and the trees are ready to get, let's say, to get their own personal reincarnation, uh, the leaves start to fall down. And this falling down, only by letting go of the old, we can eventually move into something new. So, and people who are holding on into what is dead inside or is draining them and draining your energy, it blocks the opportunity of you living into the present moment and seeing the reality where you're heading. As eventually, it's very valuable to surrender towards your true nature, as it creates space for the new inner life to enter. Only when you let go of the old, you can receive something new. Don't hold to old relationships, to old work, to old friends, to old patterns which don't serve you anymore. Let them go, like the trees are letting go of their beloved leaves, which they have grown up, they use them, they help them, but there always comes a moment when the tree lets go of the leaf. And in the same way, you will learn to let go when it's ready. You will be a lot more smoother in your development and in a lot more harmony. So know that nature knows how to let go, and we should also learn it. Another thing which I want to share with you is the inner process that, for example, caterpillars' transformation happens in silence. They try to hide themselves so that nobody would attack them while they're going through their personal transformation. And in this way, I want to tell you that if you feel that you came to a point that you have a crisis, and in this crisis, it is connected with your identity, with the things that you're trying to understand for yourself, what will work for you and not. Then focus in creating for yourself the space, the opportunity of having uh, enough of time and personal space and protection for your own transformation. Your deepest shifts are not visible to others at first. Only you know them. Only you can take care of your inner transformation. Don't seek external validation. Trust the process which happens within. You can explain others what is happening to you, but don't waste too much time in explaining that transformation process. Rather than I would just focus on the transformation itself rather than to explaining to other people that I'm going through transformation and the details about what I feel inside. As eventually you're experiencing that, what is valuable, first of all, for who? Exactly, for you. So if you're experiencing that, what is valuable for you, you're the only one who needs to understand it better, and it doesn't have a big point in trying to share it all around. Just better dive deep into that what is happening inside and assist this shift and transformation. And you will be surprised how much benefits you will get from it. And the final, it's an aspect of the law of patience. Nature has no hurry, yet everything unfolds at the perfect time and perfect moment. You cannot force transformation, you can only align with it. When you trust the timing, growth becomes natural and effortless. In the same way, yeah, like for example, when a woman is pregnant, it doesn't matter how much you would like for the baby to come out sooner and faster, it just takes a specific amount of time for the body of the human to develop. And this happens also with our transformation in life. Things takes time. So when things or life or you are requesting time and space for yourself, give it to yourself. Remember, you're maybe going through your own process as being born, um, as being born. The baby needs this 9 months to get out healthy and strong. Imagine that your transformation also needs maybe 1 month, maybe half a year, maybe a year or two or three. All of us are unique, but give yourself this as opportunity for not judging yourself, for not comparing yourself with others, and going through that beautiful transformation that you're passing by. We came into this life for ourselves, so don't allow other people to get distracted by the values which don't bring you a benefit. Many people are feeling ashamed of not working, uh, and they're feeling ashamed that if they're not, like working like hardcore slaves, that as if they're doing something bad. When in truth, you just have to remember you're a free soul, you're a free person. You came here to experience, first of all, yourself. And when there's something happening inside of yourself, it's super valuable to put the priority of that transformation on first spot. And it's better to go through this transformation very directly and honestly rather than expanding it for 10, 15, 20, or 30 years. There are some people who are avoiding their transformation and running from themselves for many, many years. And yeah, and eventually, from my personal opinion, it's a certain waste of wisdom and opportunities and knowledge and experience for which we personally came here for. If your life is giving you hints that there's something happening inside of you, focus upon it, work it through sincerely and quite fastly, and then move on, and everything will be good. So, on this beautiful note, I want to just make a wrap up. And the wrap up is that all around us, all of life and nature, it's one of the best features that we have. If we observe how nature adapts to life and reality, to different type of weather, starting from sunny, going into rain, to the cold, to the winds, sometimes to the dryness, we can see that nature always finds a way to survive. In the very same way, we can learn from nature to overcome our personal challenges, as what every tree experiences. This is what we also experience in our lives, only through different experience, different situations, different challenges. But eventually, the knowledge and the wisdom that we receive from life, it's very similar. So let's get inspired from our friends who are always with us, the spirits and the nature and the trees and the plants, and take the best practices into our lives and to remember, if anything happens in my life, then I can handle it because I only send myself those challenges which my true nature can overcome. If it wouldn't be in my true nature to have that knowledge how to overcome it, I would never have that situation. In the same way, when a tree is growing in the desert, it knows how to adapt there. When it grows in the forest, it knows how to live in the forest, or in the jungle, you know how to adapt to the jungle. The same you. You're a beautiful seed and you're already a tree that is growing. And just know, whatever happens in your life, you can handle it. You have chosen to be born there and together that experience what you're experiencing. So be yourself, love yourself, and continue your path. And may nature and your higher self continue the guiding and lead you to that what truly matters the most. And the answer you'll find always where? Exactly. Inside of yourself. So, namaste, my dears. Always in touch and continue your personal path of growth and towards happiness and lightness and light.